time for some polls because I haven't been doing a lot of these lately for the channel. So yeah, hello everybody. It's a quick little update here as I announce 2 polls that'll be running up on the community tab. So first order of business, summer is coming up. And yeah, I've been doing like little themed summer things for a while now. They're kind of fun and I'm getting better and better at doing them each year. Last year being the most successful one with the return to a 16-bit summer, gave away some 16-bit micro consoles. It was a fun time. It was a fun time. So yeah, I want to do another themed summer this year, but I was having trouble coming up with ideas of what to do. I was going to go ahead with one idea I had, but then I figured, I haven't done polls on the channel lately. I'll just put it up to a vote. Plus, I wasn't completely sold on the idea I had anyway, so yeah, we'll see what happens. How I handle how the games will be played this summer will depend on what wins the vote. But for the most part, you can expect 3 bigger games pertaining to the theme to be played over the summer months. The first category, Summer of Monsters. Some monsters, if you will. This would essentially just focus on games dealing with monsters, whether they originate from an anime series like Pocket Monsters, Digital Monsters, or Dual Monsters, Pokemon, Digimon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Though I think the Pokemon games existed before the anime. Oh well. Then there would also be like monster franchises that originated in game form, like Dragon Quest Monsters or Monster Hunter. Never played Monster Hunter, for what it's worth, but that definitely would be a part of the lineup. And the third category would be kaiju games, like Rampage or War of the Monsters, etc., etc. I think there's a good Godzilla game out there. I'm not entirely sure about that. But yeah, Summer Monsters, or some monsters, is the first category. Second category is a Summer of Sega. Would mostly be a celebration of Sega's bigger franchises, as well as, taking a look at some Genesis games that I either never played or haven't played in decades. And I would more than likely do like a LP of one longer game from like the Genesis era, the Saturn era, and the Dreamcast era. But then if I'm also doing quick looks at old Genesis games, I guess I could drop that in favor of a newer Sega game, maybe Yakuza? But Sonic Adventure would definitely get played, because I've never played it before. I know, I'm lame. So yeah, weekly looks at Genesis games, and a long-form LP of Dreamcast, Saturn, and newer Sega title. Third category, Summer of Roguelikes. Don't quite know what to call this. I don't have a catchy name and it doesn't quite fit, but I just like roguelikes. So yeah, this would also probably be just weekly looks at different roguelike games, and on a larger scale, I don't really know what I could do. I guess there's Enter the Gungeon as a possibility. I also have Dead Cells, and a month of Isaac dailies could also work, as I try to get myself back up on the leaderboards that I used to be on, as we wait for the final expansion to get made. Please just hurry up so I can platinum the game yet again. But yeah, that's the third option for you. Summer of Roguelike. Better name incoming. Fourth category, giving it another shot if it wins, Summer of Strategy. Weekly looks at different strategy games with 3 longer LPs of, 3 strategy games. Don't quite know where I was going with that. Back when I first attempted this, I was really hampered by not having a good computer at the time. But now I do have a good computer, so some of the games I literally couldn't play then, I can play now. Not to mention, I now have a DS and 3DS capture card. So some handheld strategy games for those consoles can actually be played now. For the 3 bigger LPs, I would want to sort of keep the sub-genres fairly diverse. So maybe one SRPG leaning towards Disgaea or Project Cross Zone. Some kind of builder / resource management thing like Cities Skylines or Factorio. And maybe one RTS. I do own Company of Heroes. So yep, that would be Summer of Strategy, the redo. And the final category, Summer of Survival. Granted, with roguelikes, survival games, and strategy games, there can be some crossings of the streams, and some games that I do have in mind for one particular thing might also fall into the others, but it is what it is. So yeah, for survival, Summer, it would just be essentially the same as like a lot of the other ones. Sort of quick looks or attempts at getting as far as possible in just a bunch of random survival games, with a larger focus on 3 in particular. As for 3 bigger LPs for this, that's where I'm a little hazy on this, but I'm sure I would figure something out should I go down this road. As of now, if this were to win, I'd be leaning towards The Forest, Disaster Report 4, and Subnautica. And with that, that's all 5 categories. So to go over them once again, we have monsters, Sega, roguelikes, survival games, and strategy games. I'm going to leave the voting up for this for about a week. As for the second poll, getting ready to play a new GTA game. Just need to decide on one. Already did GTA 5 and San Andreas, and many consider those to be the top of the line. And while I do really enjoy most of the GTA series, I don't really have strong opinions on which one to play next. Hence why I'm doing this poll. So the choices are the first 3D Grand Theft Auto game, GTA 3, the ever-popular, ever-nostalgic GTA Vice City, and the highest-rated DS game, GTA Chinatown Wars. Aren't you gonna include GTA 4 in the poll? Ha ha ha! No! That game sucks. My opinion. So yep, Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, or Chinatown Wars. Which one should be next? The choice is yours. Honestly thought about including like Vice City Stories or Liberty City Stories on the poll too, but I don't know. Those are kind of like shorter games despite having a lot packed in them. And they're pretty much expansions to Vice City and Grand Theft Auto 3. So I don't know, like, it felt wrong to sort of include them as their own choices because of that, but it also felt wrong to include them in blanket packages for 3 and Vice City, like, oh, if 3 wins, I'll do that in Liberty City Stories, because, well, that would give those a huge unfair advantage against Chinatown Wars, so yeah, those won't be included in the poll for those reasons. Anyway, now that we're done with all that, the polls have been opened, so go ahead and vote on what kind of like little genre / theme you want me to go with for summer this year, and vote on a Grand Theft Auto game you want to see if you care about either of those things, really. Polls will be open for both for about a week, and yeah, happy voting. See you all next time. Goodbye.